Dusty's Guide to Adulting, Entry 2, titled, Will You Consent to Being My Valentine?
Hi everyone, welcome back. So we're going to first of all introduce our guest speaker that was Ana Vara. Now is a permanent speaker.
I'm here to stay.
Sadly, but we
Wow.
love to have you here and we love your opinion.
Thank you.
Anyways, today we're going to be talking about relationships and consent and what do they mean to us. So first of all, I want to ask you, Valentine's is coming up. Like, what romance do you all look up to? Like in history, books, or movies?
What I look up to, genuinely, the K-drama romances.
There we go.
I look up to those K-drama romances.
Business proposal, but like not the main couple, the side
yes.
couple.
Oh my
All
God,
right,
good.
crickets.
No, have you watched a K-drama?
No, I have not.
Oh my God, you
That's why
really
you don't
should.
get it. You don't
Like,
get it.
no, when
Alexia,
it's like
do you know what they're
so
talking
cute.
about?
No,
I have absolutely no
genuinely,
idea.
I love when the guy is like golden retriever, like when he goes for the girl.
Yeah.
And then like I love like when like they don't even end up with the first
All
character, they end
right,
up with the second
all right,
one.
that's enough.
Oh, the second choice.
Yes.
I've never watched the K-drama, but I get it. So because today we're filming this, what is it? Okay.
It's consent week.
Yeah, it's consent week.
Happy consent week.
Happy.
So Temu has consent week going on right now, and today is healthy relationships. So what do you guys think? Well, like, what does a healthy relationship look like? Mutual respect.
Communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Communication is key.
Communication.
I
You
think
guys need to talk about
honesty.
it. Honesty,
Also, yeah.
communication.
Because, like, the amount of times that, like, I feel like it just happens to everyone where it's like, it's a person, like, one person always feels stronger than the other one. So does that make sense?
There's always
Yeah.
like a dynamic, like a power imbalance.
Which is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think it has to be that way.
It doesn't.
It does not.
But expand on that.
Well, I just think like if the basis of that relationship is like a really solid one, maybe like a friendship, then like there's room.
Like friends to lovers?
Like friends to lovers.
Oh, no.
You know,
Like, no.
What about I know it sounds boring, but like what about like friends to enemies to lovers?
it's a great trope. I would read a book like that.
I bet you would.
Of course.
I don't read romance novels.
Oh,
but
me either.
No, I do, but like the funny ones.
What tropes do you like?
There's okay.
And do you think they're healthy in real life?
Okay, the one that I like is from the book, Love Hypothesis. I love that one because they don't know each other. Well, the guy
Right.
knows her. She doesn't remember the guy.
Well, that one's the Title IX violation.
No, but like genuinely, like he waited for her. Like he like knew about her. She didn't really know about him. He kind of waited
Can
for
we
her.
clarify for readers that, like, for people who have not read the Love Hypothesis, like, waited for what?
For her to get to
older?
know him. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Older? No,
Oh.
she was a graduate
I
student.
thought the same thing.
I was
thought
about to
that's what
be
it meant.
Marissa.
Have you ever read the book? She was like 20 something.
No, I don't read.
Because she's
She was a graduate
yeah,
student.
graduate student. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
she
he's
was already
a-
of age.
He's
He was
a
like,
professor?
yeah, he was like a
think so.
30 something though. No, she was like 24, 25 something. I
I
don't know.
hate books with age gaps, especially when like the
really?
girl like is like younger than 21 and like the guy is like super like not old but like in his like late 20s. I don't know, that age
Right.
gap is
As
just
Lana
long.
Del Rey said, I'm too young to love you. Talking about people who lose all the time, did anyone have like a Valentine this year?
No.
No.
No. Was that on your free will? Like, was that
If
your
you-
Like
Yeah.
if I wanted that?
Did
yes.
you consent to not have a Valentine?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure,
I think
yeah.
it's like better.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
If you could have anyone in the world be your Valentine, who would it be?
Oh God.
Some K-pop idol here.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
I don't know, but like there's so many.
Yeah.
I would have
You're like
Andrew
Olive
Garfield.
and Hyphen.
All of it.
Oh, in
All
the
of
Spider-Man
Stray Kids.
suit.
Oh yeah, Andrew Garfield in a Spider-Man suit. Yeah, for sure.
But not him, like 45 years old right now.
Yeah.
Even
No,
then-
Oh,
yeah,
she
even
hesitated.
then.
She for everyone.
it's just
Ageism is having
After she said she didn't like age gaps.
it's just like a hall pass kind of thing.
Actually,
know?
I want to dive deeper into that. I feel like age gaps do have like a really big importance on the health of a relationship.
For sure.
It does.
Do you think like the older person is always gonna have the power?
No.
I think like inherently they do. I think in the eyes of society they always will. But I think like sometimes the older person can definitely like feel bad and like be aware of the gap, like to
It depends on the
uncomfortable
person
extent.
because also like
and it like affects the relationship.
Absolutely.
They also sometimes hold the power. And like, let's say you have a 30-year-old man with a 21-year-old girl, a girl who's just trying to like figure out like who she is, you know,
Right.
and the guy like holds it over her, like, oh, you're just a
Right.
kid, you're immature,
Yeah.
like
Well,
she's 21.
It's kind of like the thing on Twitter, like what things do like a 21-year-old and like a 30-year-old have in common
Exactly.
to talk about?
No, after like talking from personal experience, you know, I'm 18 currently, and I've talked to a 22-year-old, and I was like, at one point, I was like, I almost feel like I technically am a child
Yeah.
compared to him, and I'm like,
It's almost like you kind of escape that feeling, even if like you try to close that gap.
Yeah.
no, like I also went on a date once, and he was talking about mortgages, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like
Okay.
I'm an
I'm in
18-year-old.
I'm at
Okay.
school, like I got a paper to do.
The thing
Maybe I
is,
have homework.
obviously there's like that age gap, but here's the thing. If you both are equally like thinking of how mature you are, like the guy or the girl knows that you're mature, and you yourself, like you guys know your maturity levels, it can work because you're both aware of
But
what's
you know
happening.
you know it's crazy though. Like I think I agree to an extent, but I think age gap relationships like require the older person to be like down to your level, and
Yeah.
like that's not always healthy. Like
And
No,
also, it also comes with
not.
the whole thing that you want different things and you're at different like paths in life.
Everyone,
you
yeah.
know, because like let's
Everyone's
say
at
a
a
30,
different stage in their life.
yeah, like a 30-year-old, whether you're a woman or a man, maybe you want to settle down, or maybe you want to like not settle down in the person.
Right.
You know that also, and even in not age gaps, like even in a regular, like you're the same age and you're in different paths. And I think it doesn't, and it's I sometimes I hate when people are like, oh, it's because he wants or she wants something different, like, oh, let's get mad. Like, no, okay, be understandable and be like, okay, you have different views and you have different choices and you want to lead different paths, and that's okay, and people need to understand that. You know, we can't always have what we want.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Here's another thing. So, like, let's say you're 19 and the guy you're talking to,
Hypothetically, right?
hypothetically, of course,
Hypothetically.
and the guy is, I don't know, like 23. They want to get married by the time they're, let's say 27, 26.
Right.
You're going to be at their age that they're talking to you right now at
I'd
that
watch that
time.
movie.
Oh, baby, run.
And then it's like, or they want a kid by the time they're 25, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be like 21 at the time.
Yeah.
So it's kind
Oh my
of,
God.
yeah, and you gotta think about that, but they also need to think about you and like what
Exactly,
you
no, of
prioritize.
course.
No, yeah.
And they can always say like, oh,
I'll
I
wait for
provide
you.
for you, or I'll wait until you're like, but then you're also dragging down them in a way, because like they have this whole
You're
plan,
dragging them down,
and they're like, oh, I'll wait, and even if they do, in the back of their head, they're like sad that they had to wait for you, and you're kind of like in that mindset, like,
And
I'm
it
sad
builds-
for you.
It builds like a resentment. With
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
The resentment grows whether you want it or not, because you're like,
Right.
I didn't want this right now. I wanted to wait, but then you get pregnant or whatever, or you get married, and it's like,
help but like see
Yeah.
the future you could have had in them.
exactly. And it's
Oh,
nothing.
that's so sad.
And it's
Like I keep thinking. I mentioned it last time, but like I keep thinking of Charles Melton, and like in that movie May December, because like in the actual case that like the movie's based off of, he like the man, he divorced his like age gap wife when his kids turned the age that he was when she groomed him. Like that's crazy.
It
to like look back
is.
on that and be like, that was me. Like,
Yeah, but honestly,
That
that
is
like
sad.
again goes back to like consent within a relationship. Like both of
Exactly.
you
For
on the same
sure.
page, saying yes, no, I don't want that.
And it's hard.
Yes, I
it's
want
hard
this.
to be on
Yeah.
the same page these
Yeah.
days. Like, you
'Cause I
rarely
think
find someone like that.
Consent is very much a spectrum, and everyone's like on a
For
different
sure.
level
Yeah.
of
That's what
it.
I was gonna say. Yeah, I think the degree to which you can consent is like really affected by the dynamic that you have in a relationship.
I think like if you find someone that's like on the same side of the spectrum, like it should be a pretty solid relationship because there's some people that just don't require that much consent.
For
They're very
sure.
comfortable, and there's some people that are like, no, like you have to ask me, which I totally understand.
Right. Well, it's kind of like that scene in Sex and the City where like Samantha and like they're all talking and they're like, well, what do you consider cheating? And they all have different
Yeah.
like spectrums of it. And Samantha's like, well, I don't like. I think of cheating the way that a man does, and so if we have that in common, the relationship will be like healthy. And so
I think at the end of the day, it's something that you talk to with your partner.
Yeah.
You know, and set the boundaries early on.
I want to talk about cheating. Let's discuss cheating.
Oh, I have a lot of opinions on it. If you don't want to be with someone, just tell them. Like personally, I would love for a man to be like, you know what, I don't want to be with you. I don't.
Well, see,
instead of cheating on me.
And I think it's very different for George because I think like George and I don't share the same sentiment, but like I think I can see it. Like it's almost about like it matters who you come home to at the end of the day, right?
No.
What?
Okay.
How is it for you?
Cheating is like for me, I don't know. I think I would be open to like an open relationship.
Well, right.
But that's
and
different
that's what
though.
I mean. That's what I
That's
mean.
not
like,
cheating.
That's
then.
not cheating because you're setting the
Consent.
boundary
You
with your
mutually
partner,
agree to
and
it.
you agree to it.
Well,
Cheating is like the other person doesn't know that you're sleeping with someone else.
Well, personally, if it happens, it happens, in my opinion.
Okay, what if you meet like your person? Like what
The
if,
love
like
of your
would you
life.
still want an
Then
open
why
relationship?
would I have a reason to cheat?
No, but would you still want an open
Oh,
relationship?
absolutely. I just
because you don't limit yourself to believing that you can be compatible with just one person.
not that I can. I think I can only be compatible with one person, but
But?
sexually, I just wouldn't want to limit myself to one person.
Do you think that like will change later on or no? Like
Or it's
you
just
don't
like
see
a
that
mindset
in the
you
near
have
future
right
it's
now.
changing.
I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen next week. I just like at the moment, like I'm not looking like I don't know. Commitment is like.
No, and I get it, and you're
think-
completely in your right. You know,
Yeah.
just.
But I think cheating, yeah, it's not. I wouldn't advise it for anyone. I don't think it's the best like thing you could do in a relationship.
Right. 'Cause
But
you
It's
value
because
honesty.
if it happens, it happens. You know.
No, but
I
you have
think-
to look at it a different way because not only the people that are doing the act are involved, the person or whoever, or if both have a partner, how are they gonna feel? You know, you're making another person feel
Right.
bad enough,
Yeah.
question their worth, and for me, that's wrong. You know,
That's the thing with
That's the
cheating.
part-
It's
yeah.
different. With an open relationship,
Yeah,
you
that's
both
different.
know
You're both
you're
agreeing to
going
it.
to it.
Yeah.
But like with cheating, it's like the person doesn't know, and then once they find out, it's like,
yeah.
oh, like you
Like,
kept that from me.
you
Like
start-
I'd rather you
Yeah.
just tell me.
I'm
George
just-
is being just like totally bombarded by everyone.
No,
You
I
just
No, that's the
question-
thing.
no.
Like you can have
No,
like,
yeah, like
no,
you're
I
open
know.
to your entitled.
I'm someone who just I don't like deny myself anything, and if I'm feeling it at that moment, I'm gonna have
But
it.
you would communicate that to your partner before you did anything?
Probably not at this age, because I don't think like at the moment like I don't think relationships at my age are serious.
But do you think the other person thinks that?
No, but that's again.
But it's not up to them because we owe each other the kindness of saying
Yeah, well, you owe the
Well,
other
if your
person the
partner would
respect.
tell you, would you tell them? Like if your partner was like, oh, like I slept with this person, or I'm gonna sleep with this person, would you like do that for them?
I'd probably tell them afterwards. Like I'd be like, oh, I did this.
And would you
okay.
would you understand if they wanted to move away from their relationship after that?
Absolutely.
I'm glad you're self-aware.
No, like I'm very self-aware of this
That's good,
situation,
though.
but like I've never had the experience of cheating. Like I've never cheated on anyone, but like I've always thought like if it like I'm not gonna deny myself the I guess emotional or physical
But
satisfaction.
do you really think like in that situation you'd be able to do it? Because I feel like
Absolutely.
the mind like
Yeah.
like it just wouldn't.
I could never
it
do
would
it.
it
I
wouldn't
could-
sit well because like like how you said you think you can be compatible with one person. What if like the very first thing like you in your open your relationship you go to someone else and like afterwards you're like
yeah,
you know
I think
like
it's just a part of being gay, and maybe Anna can understand me on this, but
I think like, but the problem is like I think hypothetically and like in a vacuum I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm extremely like monogamous when like we're actually talking about relationships. But I understand.
Well, that's just the lesbian in you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't judge it. Like I wouldn't judge, and I understand deeply why gay relationships function the way they do, and why so many of them are open.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I feel
Because I have to say I think monogamy is disgusting. Not just oops. No, I get so shocked by the idea. I get shocked by the idea that like one person can just be your one person forever. I think that's crazy.
And I think for me, I want just one person.
No, that's what well, the thing is, for me, that's what I think love is. Like, you only find that person attractive in all those aspects.
Because personally,
no.
No.
Oh no.
The most scared look on your face.
Like, that's what I think
I
love
agree
is.
with that, because
like,
personally, if I'm talking to you and I'm putting my attention in you, no one else is going to get my attention. I'm not going to find someone attractive other than you.
Kind of problematic.
No, I think it's
Why?
normal to find other people attractive while you're dating someone.
I think so
No,
too.
yes,
The
but
thing
like
is,
I'm talking
To have
about
like a little, like, you know, like you'll fight with your significant other and you
Well,
know,
like,
you go to the
okay,
supermarket
here's
and the
the
guy's
thing.
flirting
You
with
can
you.
think-
No, not that.
Oh.
Not that.
No. What I think is, like, if I see a guy, I can think like, oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
cute.
he's
but
cute.
I don't feel that attraction.
I'm
Like,
not-
I want
yeah.
to date them. Oh, I want to go out with
If I
them.
have
No.
no.
Well,
Like, I really do
Nervous.
think it's like okay, like, to be in love with one person, but like, yeah, like, if you think somebody else
Yeah.
is cute, that's okay.
Exactly.
But not like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to be with them.
Exactly.
Like,
Hell no, yeah.
I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't want my man to like be like we're together and then he finds like someone else and be like, oh yeah, I'm attracted to her. I want to be with her. Like I would be like,
But I
The
think
thing is,
those-
you know what?
it is-
Bye.
But I think those are different statements. Like,
No,
I'm
the thing
attracted
is-
to someone.
I
I
wanna-
want to be with her.
that's
Those
very
are
two different-
things.
That's the thing. It's not cheating if they think somebody else is pretty.
It's not.
cheating when they actually,
on it.
yeah, when they
Act
act
on
on it.
it.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, like I like their nose. It's like, okay,
Okay, I like it too. What do you want me to do about it?
Yeah. Oh, I love their hair.
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
and I think
my,
a lot
this
of
is my Valentine now.
and no, and the thing is, a lot of like there's like people romanticize being toxica a lot, and I'm like, no.
Especially in Latina culture, because
Exactly.
like, when you love hard.
And I'm, yes, and I'm like, a man, my boyfriend, if he tells me like, oh, I find the girl, whatever, her hair is pretty, I'll be like, oh my god, yeah.
You're gonna be with a gun at his forehead. Like, what did you just say?
No,
Like,
that's like crazy. Like, no, I'd probably think this. I'd be like, oh yeah,
no,
her
I'm
hair's
gonna be
gorgeous.
honest.
Exactly,
I'm
me
very
too.
hypocritical in the sense that like I don't like commitment, but someone has to be committed to me. And like if
Yeah, it is
if he
hypocritical.
if he finds like another boy attractive while we're hanging out, the way I just like go off, I'm like, no,
But that's your insecurity speaking.
I wouldn't say it's my insecurity. It's
I
just
won't
me
be
being
insecure.
gay.
I won't be insecure if the guy says, "Oh, she's pretty," or
Yeah.
like, "I like her hair." But I will be insecure if he says, "Oh, you should do that with your hair." I'd be
Exactly.
like, "What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
what are you saying?
Has that ever
What are you
happened to
talking
you?
about?"
But wait,
no,
no,
it
feel
hasn't.
It has
I would
not.
Why
literally-
would
Yeah.
you feel bad?
Because it's like we just hung out and they're like, oh, okay, time and place,
But
time and place.
right, you mean like if they like? But do you think like it's when they verbally express it out loud? That's what you mean, right? Like when verbally express it out. When they
Yeah.
verbally express
Would you
it.
rather them just think it and
Just
not
think
say
it.
it?
Just think it.
Right.
I'm not like.
But don't tell me.
Don't tell me.
Okay, that's fair.
No,
Yeah.
because I'm just like I just made out with you and like you just called another like
I
that's like
guess so. It's like what compelled you to say that in front of me? That kind of a thing.
I can understand that. I
Yeah.
can understand that. Yeah.
it's like I'm just a girl. Like why would you do that? But like, what do you all find attractive? I want to know that.
I do want to know that. I want to know that so bad.
Humor. I
Yeah.
find humor
But
so.
You mean humor like when they make you laugh, not them laughing at you, right? Because men, let's get this straight. Men say that they like a funny woman and they mean a woman who laughs at their jokes instead of a woman that is like actually funny.
No, I like if they're actually funny.
Right?
Like I
Right?
love when they're actually
Yeah.
like funny,
Okay.
loyal.
I love a man who's gonna make me laugh. If we're gonna be serious and awkward, I don't want it. Like I'm a chaotic person. I want someone that's gonna join me in my chaotic mess.
When you laugh
yeah,
hard.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I don't want a
that's-
man that's serious. Like
Also, he has to be fun. Like not like, oh, a date to the movies. Like, no, a date to like an amusement park. Like, I want to go like
yeah.
have
I think
fun.
you mean that he needs to have money.
That
You know,
too.
I think that's really hard to do in Laredo.
It is.
I think the standards in Laredo are just severely low because Laredo sucks.
I feel like you make the most out of the experience. Like, it matters who you're with, not like what you're doing.
And if you go
Okay,
to Playmore, that's completely fine.
I'm not saying I'm glowing.
No, I'm saying it to our audience.
I need the
It's
audience
fine,
to know.
guys. You're
It's
allowed to
fine.
go to
We
Playmore.
love Playmore.
I just
They're
personally
never gonna
don't
sponsor
like
us.
it.
They're never gonna sponsor us.
No, what I find attractive is height. Like,
A man that's taller than me.
I want the Empire State Building next
I'm
to
too
me.
short. Height is like whatever to me. like,
Like,
as long as you're taller.
Everyone is taller than you.
Yeah, everyone's taller than me.
As long
I
as-
do like a man with authority. Like,
I want a guy that's in the Young Bosses pop up in the mall.
no, like
Oh my god.
selling at a booth. What are you selling? Like, can we
Slime.
invest? Like, the Young Bosses pop up is the Wall Street of Laredo.
Oh,
I
God.
fear. Like, it's. I am dating the Wolf of Laredo.
The Wolf of Mall Street.
The Wolf of Mall del
Mall
Norte.
Street.
Do you like just I'm
Just
saying.
height.
No, I love.
Just height.
For some reason, I don't know if it's like the inner Latino in me, but I love like a good Latino man.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like oil feels, like the mustache, like oil rig man,
My
like
dad would say
mustache goatee combo.
Dad.
You guys speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
No.
See,
Okay, so me personally, I wouldn't date a guy who doesn't speak Spanich.
Yeah.
no, I love it.
Yeah, they
'cause
need to
I,
order
like,
for me at Danny's. No way I'm gonna do that myself.
What are your thoughts on the ramo buchon? I hate it. I feel so like.
I think it needs to be like really cute, like cutesy girly.
No, I love a Latino man. I love Latino culture. I love like Latino like relationships. But like something like, oh, I got you a ramo buchon. Oh no, please don't. Like I think that's so like.
Well, do you like flowers at all?
I love flowers, but
What
I
do you
hate-
want to get?
I love it. I'm basic. I like roses.
But like,
like
okay,
that.
so like, because there's different sizes to ramabuchones. Like,
I'm
there's
talking
this,
Yeah.
like the grandote like mamon ones. Like I don't want like that. Like I think that's
You want one like from a 956 pulga, like a valley pulga.
no, like I don't know. Maybe if it was like Lana Del Rey theme, then I'd be like, okay, he's getting it
it is-
tonight.
I think like a ramo buchon is like inherently like Lanita, like it's pretty Lana Del Rey.
Now that I've consented to all the men out there that I don't want ramo buchones, I want to talk about consent.
Well, I think we should talk about consent though, like explicitly. Actually, we should. This was a conversation we were having informally, like maybe last week. About like, and this was part of consent. Like, if you like when people ask you if you can be kissed or not.
I would have to say time and place. You know, like if it's if I just met you, like if I just got into your car 5 minutes ago, and I just like then I'd be like, okay, maybe you should ask me. But like if it's our first date,
but if
and,
it's 5 minutes into a date, then no.
like I really do think like if we just got off from a good date, like the vibe was well, like kiss me, it's fine. Like I don't like I think like there's like a, I think it you just know. When like the vibe is just there.
When you know, you know.
When you,
I think Marisa, you were the one that said you didn't want to be asked, right?
Like it depends. Like how he said, if it's the mood, if you
'Cause-
both feel
Yeah.
it,
sometimes
if it's the right person that you're about to kiss, you
Right.
have that connection that you're like, we're gonna kiss.
Yeah, like I personally wouldn't mind the first time, like, oh, can I kiss you? Like, no. After that, after you have like my full like trust, do whatever you want. If it's right, it's right. Like, don't ask me. Like, would I mind it? No. I mean, if we're like 5 dates in and you keep asking me, then something's wrong. Something's not right.
I have a question.
But
So a person will ask you like, oh, I'm into this. Can we try it out? and it's like you're like, no, like that's out of my boundaries. Do you think like a resentment just starts forming there?
I don't think
Like, say this guy is
No.
like, oh,
Shouldn't.
can I
It
like,
shouldn't.
can
I think you have to be open to like that kind of rejection because you're bringing something forward that like the person might not be open to.
No, absolutely. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
No,
Well,
and I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
that always comes back to communication. Like, speak to your partner like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this, and they have to.
That's
they
the thing.
have to
I
be
think you need to talk
understanding.
about
Yeah.
that stuff
And I think,
before,
like,
But
I
then,
think
like-
setting
not while
boundaries-
it's happening.
do you
Yeah.
think like if they keep asking, is it kind of like pressuring you?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think so. I think like
It
you
is.
set a boundary, and like part of that is like saying no sometimes. And I think setting boundaries,
Yeah.
it's not a rejection of the person, but showing that you actually like want to spend more time with them, just like on a different level.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. Like if they ask you the first time and you say no,
And then they keep asking.
yeah, and then they keep asking, that's bad. But if they ask
Because then
one
you-
time and you bring it
I
up, like,
will
okay, maybe I changed,
No,
and
yeah,
then it's like not
because then
pressured
if they
whatsoever.
keep asking you, then you feel pressure to do it, and then you do it.
Right.
Because,
And you're
but
not
not because you
comfortable.
want to do it, but because you're gonna feel like, well, I'm not making him happy, or I'm not making her happy.
Right, because
Yeah.
they
You know,
just end
so
up
it's-
moving
yeah.
the goalpost for you.
And then
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
gonna be resentment growing in both ways.
Like
the
uncomfortable.
man or the girl that initially asked, are gonna, well, she didn't want to do it, or he didn't want to do it with me, and then the other person because, oh, I was forced to do it.
No, but then they're gonna keep doing it. Then they're gonna like keep doing it, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't want to do this in the first place.
yeah, so I
But-
think it's important to
As-
set boundaries and limits, and since the beginning, like
You know, I think someone has consent to do something, but they don't have consent to do something else. Like, you know, you have
For sure.
consent to kiss me, but you don't have consent to go like any further. Like, ask me
Oh,
about that.
yeah.
That
No,
I'm
that is-
very like
that is
protective of.
complete-
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yes.
don't touch me there yet. Like, what are you doing? Get your paws off. Put that down.
No, yeah, of
but I will
course.
say, as a gay as a gay guy, like a gay young, you know, like guy, I just think consent is kind of just obliterated in the moment, especially like
for sure, in the modern era, it
like
totally is.
in the like at the gay clubs, like you're literally just gonna see someone and you're both just gonna start getting at it. Like it's like you don't even ask, like you just like you know what to do now. And I think
Right,
that's
and
a
so
little
there's-
scary.
It's weird because there's spaces in which like that consent line is a little blurred.
No,
right?
as speaking from experience, someone who's like been in that experience, I remember coming out of it being like, I did it, I enjoyed it, but then after coming out of it, I was like, I just feel weird that like it wasn't like it wasn't
Yeah.
asked of, like it just happened. I was just kind of like, oh, like what the hell, like
That's happening. No, here's the
because
thing.
you walked into a space without like prior confirmation that you consented.
like it was fine. Like I was feeling the rush, as Troye Sivan would say, but I was like, oh no, what just
Right.
happened?
Yeah.
No, I feel like a kiss, like the connection, you feel it. Like that's like the romantic, but I feel like more romantic is when they ask like to go further. Like when they
Yeah.
say, "Do you want to do this?" That's when
Yeah.
it's like, oh, they care about
But you know
me.
what?
Or
Hate.
like they
yeah,
I
care.
like just
hate-
don't do it. Like no, I agree with Marissa. Like I find it romantic when a guy like you're kissing, and then they like ask you like, oh, can I do this or can I do that, or like, oh, because if they just start doing it, then I'm gonna be like,
Whoa.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there.
I would
Even if
say-
I was in the
No.
mood and I wanted it, if he doesn't ask, I'll be like, no.
I
And
would
that
say
puts you in a
assumption is like one of the
uncomfortable-
nastiest traits.
Exactly.
In a person.
And I
Yeah.
think the person
Don't assume.
has like
Ask.
not the responsibility, but like like if you did not consent to it, like you literally can just push them away.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, like I've been able to realize I can do that. Like
Right.
I think consent, like you just get more informed about it with age.
Also,
You
another
do.
thing though is, I think not only do you need to know your personal boundaries, but before you do anything like that, you need to learn how to speak up. Because if you, like, let's say something's happening and you don't know how to speak up for yourself and you just let it continue happening, not only can it make you feel uncomfortable, but if you're not telling the guy or the other person,
yeah.
oh, I don't like this, oh, I don't want to do this, whatever,
They
they're going to
won't-
continue doing it.
Yeah.
And you're going to continue to feel uncomfortable. So
Because they
Yeah.
have
you
no
need to learn
awareness,
how to speak
yeah.
up for yourself before you even think about
And it's a scary
doing
thought.
that.
It's a scary
Yeah.
to speak up. It's scary to be like, well, I don't want to do this, because you're in a relationship, right? And you're in love, and you're gonna be like, well, they're not gonna love me anymore, or they're gonna break up with me if I don't do that with them. And no,
That's
it's
not healthy.
And it's
though.
not. You
Yeah.
have to learn how to speak up. You need to
And
learn
if
how
that
to say
does happen,
no.
though,
yeah.
And
like then
that-
leave. now.
No,
think
that
that-
person should understand
Yeah.
with what you're comfortable with. If they really care about you.
I also think that people, like, think that once you're in a relationship, you don't have to ask anymore, or you don't have to, like, but I think consent is very important.
Right,
Even
and I
when
think-
you're in
Yes,
a relationship.
absolutely.
And I think like relationships are built out of constant reassurance.
Yeah,
Yes.
they
You
are.
have to
Indeed.
keep asking.
For consent, communication.
Yeah,
It's
that's the basis of
1,000%
everything, yeah.
Everything.
Continued communication.
Continued
Yeah.
communication.
It sounds. I spoke. I don't know who I spoke to like 2 days ago, and they're like, "Oh, communication is cringy." Like when you say that, like, "Oh, communication is key in a relationship." I'm like, "Oh, but it's cringy." I'm like, no, it's not. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
communicate with
But,
your
for
For
partner.
sure. And I think it's good to like, for example, this holiday season.
Yeah.
To not assume if you had a Valentine one year, you might not have the same Valentine the next.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
we're in college, so we're very vulnerable right now, and we're very young. But like consent is very important. So make sure your partner or whoever you are with is aware and is sure of what you guys are doing. So
And make sure to like at least have a happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day from us.
Lots
And
of
we
happy
hope-
Valentine.
we-
Whether you're alone, whether you're partnered up, you get to hear us, so you won't be alone.
Yeah,
and we love you guys.
we love you
do.
guys.
you.
Bye.
Hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.